Hello everybody, welcome back once again. We are playing Final Fantasy 13, 2 actually. I just wanted to start out with the monster that I've been building. I actually meant to catch the capture on video, but I don't know how much value that was really going to add. But anyways, I did get a blue chocobo. Which is level 16 right now. I still need to do a bunch of farming for potent slivers, but one thing that I did want to do immediately was, whoops, I have to go back in here, is actually infuse, oh, I'm in the wrong spot, there we go, that makes sense. Alright, so we're going to infuse this Microchew that I brought to level 18. So at level 18, the Microchew gets the item Scavenger 2. And you can see here, so item Scavenger 2 says increases the odds of obtaining items after battle. Really what I'm looking to do here with this first blue chocobo is make just kind of a farming Ravager. So by infusing this Microchew, that's going to carry over the critical vigilance, the item Scavenger 2, and unfortunately that resist deprotect plus 10%. I don't really care about that ability, but let's get that done. And at this point now, I actually am short on the potent materials that I need to get, so actually I'm going to go back to the Historia Crux here and just make our way back over to the Sunleth Waterscape. Sunleth is a really good spot for the tier 2 potent materials for the I guess for the organic monsters. If that I don't know if that's the correct term, but basically you've got like organic monsters, and then there's like the inorganic or like the machine types. So those will be using like the bolts and stuff. But what we're looking for is the orbs here. So let's I'll do just probably one battle here. Oops! Before I forget though, let's get rid of this albino Lobo and throw the blue chocobo in here. He's got a little bit less in terms of stats, but we'll be solving that very quickly. This is the right set of monsters here. Yeah, probably not. But yeah. Anyway, so the blue chocobo has a long ways to go in terms of growth. I guess the one thing that is kind of nice about the albino Lobo is they cap out really early. It's like level 20 or something, and then they're completely done. And they've got okay stats. Whereas the blue chocobo is going to take a while to ramp up. It actually took a ton of the rank 1, I think it was the rank 1 materials, just to get to where it's at, and it's only what was it, 16, 18, something like that. So we've got, again, long ways to go in terms of actually building this thing up, but once we do get there, it's going to look pretty good. We'll try one more battle here. 6. Kind of okay. I don't remember if these guys. Yeah, maybe the Ceratosaurs. We'll drop the. I think it's the slivers, the potent slivers. That's kind of what we're looking for. That's again the T2 monster material. Eventually here I'll do some. I'm planning on doing some full builds for these monsters that I'm making. Maybe I'll just do a kind of a location guide for farming the materials as well. Yeah, there we go. 8 of them. Yeah, so that's pretty good. Let me just toss a couple of those onto this chocobo. Basically, we're looking at using the potent materials right away. The blue chocobo is a late bloomer, meaning unfortunately early on it doesn't really get much for stats. You know, early on it's going to be better to use the potent items and then potentially swap over to, it'll be like mana items late in its growth. But again, looking to just use potents for the time being. Resist ice. And there, I'm already out. But made it to level 23. But yeah, that's pretty much it for now. What I'll do here is farm up a bunch more materials, and we'll do a bit more, you know, of getting this thing leveled up. All right, so I just did a bunch more farming here. I wanted to show again some more leveling here for this blue chocobo. And I should say that my plan for this thing isn't to be like the best, you know, specific build for this. Again, I'm really just looking for something quick to get into early on so that I can farm some items more efficiently. And so I'm not worried, like, I think generally it's a good idea actually to level the blue chocobo from 1 to 10 with like mana droplets instead of the potents, but again, I don't really care about min-maxing its stats. I just want to get something really quick. So I've been using the potents so far, and I'm gonna continue on with that here with potent material. So let's just knock out some more of these levels. Sphere Siphon. But yeah, it starts to really eat up those materials quickly. All right, so we're into orbs. I'm going to use the, or do another increase on the ATV gauge. So that bumps us up to 5 for him. And let's just keep going here. So we're at level 30. And I'm going to run out here, but we'll end up going over to the Arc-Out Steppe again to farm some more. And then typically, like if you're going for a, you know, basically the best magic stat that you can get for the blue chocobo, actually what you would do is swap over at 40, then you'd go back to mana items. But again, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep going with the potents. But yeah, anyways, that is looking like that is all the items that I've got for the time being. So again, I'll have to go back to the Arc-Out Steppe and farm some more of these potent items. And once I've done that, I will get right back into leveling again. Alright, so I just did a little bit of farming here. I actually really want to get leveling on Noel and Sarah a bit though, so I'm actually going to do that here after I use up the orbs that I've got here. I really didn't get that many, but anyways. So let's get to at least level 40 here. There's Blizzaga. Yeah, looks like we're not going to be learning any new abilities until level 70. Wow, that's crazy. Didn't realize there was such a gap for the blue chocobo. Anyways, alright, so that looks like that is good. I'm going to save here, though, really quickly. Just want to make sure that I don't screw anything up for leveling Noel and Sarah. Alright, how are we doing here? So, looks like Medic, Commando, Medic, Commando. There's a Death Blow. There's a raise for his Medic. That's nice. Getting a little low on Phoenix Downs, honestly. Alright, so there's the expansion. I'm gonna go with the Commando bonus boost this time. Kira. Commando, medic. There's Adrenaline. That looks like that was the last ability for his Commando role, so that is basically we've got all the good stuff. And it looks like we've got one more bonus and we are done. All right. Next up is Sarah. All right, same deal here. I'm going to go with the Ravager bonus. Basically, what I'm looking to do here is to get the bonus boost for the characters, the most commonly used roles, right? So, you know, for Noel, it was Commando. For Sarah, it's Ravager. Raise for Sarah. And there is Sarah's last ability for Ravager. And that is it for her CP. All right, that was a good little leveling spree. All right, next step here is actually I leveled up Buckaboo up to level 20. And that was so that I could get the Gillfinder 2 ability. So let's, oops, we need to go back to monsters. And we will just infuse that onto the blue Chocobo. So again, that's going to transfer over the Gillfinder to the magic 20% and then the strength 20%. I'm not wild about the strength 20% because it's not really that good on a blue Chocobo because it's mostly casting spells, but I do want to get that Gillfinder 2 on there as early as I can. So let's just infuse that. And that is how we're looking for the time being. Alrighty, just about to start another bit of leveling. Let's go to the Crystarium here. Get working on Noel. Let's do Medic here. Commando. I need to get his Saboteur unlocked. I think that's going to be the next bonus that I choose. Yeah, here we go. Alright, yeah, let's do that Saboteur roll. Alright, so Saboteur, even levels are strength bonuses, and odd levels are magic bonuses. So I'm actually going to do this one. And there you have, yeah, so Saboteur bonus +2 strength. So let's do odd. And here's even, odd, even, odd. And then we've got small nodes, so I need to, we'll just do medic for those. Here's even again, odd, even, odd. Small node there, even and odd. And I'm out of CP, so. Alright, let's go with Sarah next here. Do medic here. Manager. Medic. Alright, let's do tempted to do the Ravager bonus boost. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Just because I'm not as worried about unlocking her other... Oh, maybe I should. Yeah, let's do Saboteur for her as well. She's actually the better Saboteur of the two, but... Alright, so, unlike Null, though, I don't want to do large nodes on the even levels with Saboteur. I want to do the odd levels, because that's going to get her the magic bonus. So, we'll actually have to start out here with the Ravager. And then, so this is even. And it's medic. Alright, so here's odd. And there you have the Saboteur bonus. So here's even. To level a medic. There's odd. Even. Odd. Even. Odd. Even. Odd. Even. Alright, and that looks like that is it. Next up is the blue chocobo. We should have some, yeah, I've got some orbs here. There's critical haste. That should be nice. Okay, let's do another... Yeah, I think I'm going to do another ATB gauge. And, alright, so we're up to essences now. I'm not going to have enough of these to get very far, obviously. But, yeah, alright, so, level 50, blue chocobo stats are looking, you know, a lot better. But that is going to be it for this little leveling sesh. Okay, next up I want to infuse this Garchomysera into the blue chocobo, just to teach it some fire spells. So I did take this all the way up to 43. Now, the Garchomysera is not the best way to do this. It's fine if it's still just level 1, because then that can transfer over fire, but there are better monsters to transfer Fyra and Firaga, namely the bomb. The bomb has Fyra at level 1 and then Firaga at 15. But I don't have that monster yet, so we're just going to infuse this one. And there it says Garchomysera level 43 has 3 role abilities available for infusion. Select the abilities to infuse, and we're just going to select all of them and hit yes. And so there our blue chocobo now has the Fyra, and Firaga. Alright, did a bit more farming, and just ready to start on the Crystarium for this blue chocobo again. I'm actually going to use some mana essence. You can see here I've actually got 65 of those, so you know, between, it's something like 40 and I want to say like maybe level 90. It is kind of better to use these the specific essences, and in this case the mana essences. And that's just because of the way that the chocobos get their stats. But anyways, let's mash some of these in here. We'll just see how long or how far this gets me. Alright, got to level 69. I'm actually going to swap back over to Potence now. Again, this isn't... I'm not looking to do like perfect stats by any means for this. So here's the, yeah, looks like we're going to get a Roga. Alright, and now we can grab this Ravager bonus boost. And I'm actually going to use Potent Crystals for the last bit of leveling here. There it is. Alright, so level 99. Looks like we're ending at 990 magic. 6,918 health. Here are the abilities that I've currently got. Yeah, Gillfinder 2 stayed on, and Item Scavenger 2 as well, so I'm pretty happy with that. Don't really, you know, need the strength plus 20%, but I guess maybe there's a scenario where it will use, what does it have? I think it's like, what is it? Oh, I guess Arrow Blitz is a, yeah, physical. And then same with Gale Strike, but anyways, yeah, that is it for this blue chocobo. I'm not too worried about anything else. I really wanted those, you know, the Item Scavenger 2 and Gillfinder 2, just to, you know, farming some more monsters and getting just more materials throughout the game. So that is going to be it for now. I'll end up probably doing some more infusions for it later, just to learn some different skills. Like, it needs the thunder spells, but I'm going to hold off on that for the time. Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, I'm not going to hold off. Let me just grab this. We're going to level up this Zwerg Scandroid to level 8. And level 8 will get it Thunder. There it is. So there's Thunder. And then let's just infuse that right away. Alright, so there we've taught it Thunder as well. I think it's like the Circuitron enemy has the Thunder and Thundara. So that's kind of my my plan for infusing those other two abilities. But that'll be coming up a bit yet. I can't remember the area that those are found in, but I don't believe I've reached that yet. Actually, in here before we leave, I'm actually going to let's just save here really quick. Looks like I've got a ton of CP to use for whoops, a ton of CP for Noel and Sarah as well. So I'll do their leveling as well. Let's see. Okay, so Saboteur, we need even levels. That's gonna get us the strength bonus. Even, odd, even. Alright, here's the expansion. And then I'm just going to unlock the Synergist role as well right away, just so that we've got kind of access to everything. Alright, so let's do this level here. Saboteur, this is odd level. Even, odd, even, odd. And then it looks like I need to do... So Synergist on odd levels gets... a magic bonus, but there's no it has an HP bonus for the even level, so I don't really care about that. So I think I'm just going to use, we'll just use a couple of these levels. Alright, so here's even for Saboteur, odd again, even, odd, and then that looks like that's a small node, so we'll use Synergist for that one. Even, odd, even, odd. That's an even, odd. Even again. Alright, let's finish out the accessory capacity. And then do a commando bonus for that one. And then this is odd for Saboteur. Even, odd, even. Alright, even for Saboteur again. Even, odd. Oh, and there we finally ran out of CP. Alright, gonna back out here all the way and save right away. Oops. Save once Noel hits the ground, I guess. And then I'll work on Sarah here. Okay, so this is an odd level. Even, odd, even. Odd. Alright, we'll unlock Synergist. Saboteur, this will be an even level. So let's do this. Ravager. Yeah, even. That first one is an even for Synergist. Okay, so here's odd again. Even. Medic. Odd. Even. Odd. Even. Odd. There's another odd. Even. Medic for that one. Odd, even, odd, even, and odd again. And there's our accessory capacity. And then I'm just going to do a Synergist odd level. A bonus. And then here's an even level. Even level for the Saboteur as well. Then we got to do a medic. Odd, even, medic, odd, even, medic, odd again, then even, do a medic here, medic there, and odd. And even, and that is it for her CP as well. Alright, that looks pretty good. At this point, I think it's probably time to move on. I'm going to go back to the Historia Crux here. And we'll just see. Actually, being that this video has pretty much all just been leveling related stuff, I'm going to end this one here, and then I'll pick it up in the next one. So yeah, as always, hope the guide was helpful, and thanks for watching.